I feel like one of our mics is like ultra sensitive because I hear breathing.
Oh, I was right in it.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was doing that on purpose.
Breathing.
I'm not sleeping. I noticed that one episode where I totally fell asleep. You can hear me breathing because there's points where all of a sudden you just hear
I remember that.
like just like 4 or 5 deep breaths, and I'm like, I'm sleeping right there. I'm out. I'm gone. And then sure enough, that was the episode where I go back and I watch, and yeah, it was the one where I just
That's the
I went down and I hit
the
this.
Russia-Ukraine one.
Oh yeah, and then I looked right at Austin and started laughing.
What is war not, captivating enough for you?
No.
Only if it's starring Brad Pitt.
You know what we need to do? We need to get a rock poster and just be like when
put
he
it
starts
behind.
falling asleep, just
Just like hold it up. Hey, buddy.
beavers and ducks.
Just put the rock on your laptop there.
There you
It'll
go.
keep
Something
me
you can
awake.
stare at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
lovingly.
talking about.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
great
heck,
movie. Yeah, that's a great
If
movie.
war's not captivating enough for him, hopefully it's captivating for you.
Yeah.
No?
No? No one?
No.
No response? You guys are quiet today.
Let's hear you in the back.
Hey, all right, okay. We'll
All
get you.
5 of
Leave in the
you.
comment. We'll hear you in the comment. Welcome back to Five's a Crowd. Here I am with my 4
Wow.
silly friends.
Hi.
We got Chris, Austin, Tony, and Zach, and I'm, of course,
Hello.
Cameron. What a wild ride it's been. Like, the news has been popping lately.
Yeah, a lot's
mean-
been happening.
We've had our talks of crazy things with Florida and Disney and freaking Johnny Depp and now we're talking about Elon Musk, who is like our own personal Tony Stark. Yeah, let's be real.
For real.
Can I just hurry and say about the Johnny Depp thing, the one that I think you shared it in our feed, the part where Amber Heard's
Audio?
lawyer or whatever.
Oh, that.
Where
yeah.
he's like
Objects
asking
to himself.
He has a guy up there and he's asking them a question and the guy's answering. He goes, hearsay.
Objection.
And they're like,
Objection.
the judge is
Hearsay.
like, you asked the question.
Dude,
Cocaine's one hell of a drug.
And then Johnny Depp's, the best part is Johnny Depp's in the corner just covering his face, trying not to laugh. He was laughing.
it's so funny.
so good.
If nothing else, it's been great entertainment value.
Oh.
Like, it is so.
The meme value is through the roof.
And
man.
here's the thing. Maybe this is. I mentioned earlier, like, what are people? Do people not trust the judicial system? And I'm like, after watching this trial, maybe I get it.
I can tell you right now,
They can't be cheap lawyers.
if Amber Heard had a leg to stand on, which I don't believe she did to begin with,
She probably
her
tried kicking Johnny with
lawyer
it.
has completely ruined it for her.
Here's my thought on it too, though.
Do you think he's doing it on purpose?
I hope so.
Do you think he's
Man.
like really messing it up to like
That would be hilarious.
solidify Johnny Depp?
I saw a clip where her female lawyer, because I'm assuming she's got more than
It
one.
sounds like 4.
Yeah, that her female lawyer was spotted on the red carpet fangirling out for Johnny. So
That's the thing. Is everyone loves him? What were you gonna
Yeah, I was
say,
gonna
Chris?
say what you gonna say, Chris.
Yep.
You forgot already?
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
The thing is this, and I'm gonna poo-poo on the parade. You rarely have a toxic situation like that where there's both parties don't have some fault in it. So I'm sure he's said things to her, but she's shiz crazy, I think.
Yeah.
oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the position I think he's taking is that he's not a saint.
Right.
He's definitely not been perfect through this relationship, but
Right.
he hasn't been the abuser.
Right.
Yeah, and he was. I mean, he was.
Well, there's
drugged
that
out most of
audio.
it.
You think anybody's going to believe you? You're a white male. You
Yeah.
think that anybody's going to believe that you've got domestic abuse against you or whatever? And it's just like, what the crap?
I thought it was crazy that she couldn't have said the worst perfect words. Like
Yeah.
worst for her, perfect for him. That she literally is saying his name. Like, I mean, like,
And
Right.
she's the one recording.
Oh,
Is
she
I don't
condemned
know.
herself.
I'm pretty sure it's her
but
voice
it's like
memo.
you, Johnny Depp, are gonna go out there and say,
And tell the world. See what the judge, see what the jury says.
yeah.
Like you really think you're a what is it? A man, like a victim of domestic abuse, and you even hear him like, I am.
Yeah. Well,
Like
yeah.
in that moment.
Well, the
I am.
it was so
Just
the
so-
voice memo was it like? Oh, so he was in the room with her when she was
Yeah, they were
recording that?
arguing.
They were arguing, and honestly, the audio's light enough on her that I wonder if he was recording her, if he was the
It
one
seems to be
recording,
one-sided in the audios, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's
Maybe that's
it's
just the way the
wild.
relationship was.
Well, and I mean, if that's what you're going to do for argument, that's all you would want to show, honestly, right?
Yeah.
But it's sad. It's sad.
It's too bad.
I mean, again, and he doesn't even, he never says he's a saint. Like, there's in
Right.
some of the cross examination when they're like, so you're friends with like Marilyn Manson. He's like, I mean, we've hung out. He's like, so you've done cocaine with Marilyn Manson. He's like, I mean, yeah, like a couple of times.
I did drugs
But like,
with him.
but like the way the lawyer asked the question, he's like, "You're friends with this person because you do drugs together," and he's like, "Well, that's not like the only thing that's going on."
Then he tries to explain himself. That's hearsay. That's hearsay.
The best though was when because the lawyer's trying to get him to say that he's taken pills with Marilyn Manson. He's like, "Have you ever had pills with Marilyn Manson?" And he's like, There was one time I gave Marilyn a pill just to get him to stop talking so much. He's like, you know what I mean? And the lawyer laughs. He's like, yeah, I get you.
Well, even he's trying to keep a straight face. He's like he's smiling while he's saying it.
Oh my
He's just got that charm, man. Even the prosecuting attorney can't do jack.
I don't like prosecuting attorneys though. They always try to
Right?
character
love it.
assassinate. That's all they
Johnny
do.
plays with it too. It even got to the point where he kept saying it's hearsay so much that finally Johnny was like, he answered his question. He went, "Wait, that's hearsay, right?"
And how he's like, I'm learning.
I'm learning just how to do this.
My favorite, yeah, in that same, when he would like say something and he was like, yeah, he started to say, then he stops and looks at the lawyer and waits for a sec. Then he's like, we're good? Okay. And then he like keeps going because he's waiting
But
for
then
that
he gets
objection.
ejected again. Then he's like, oh, okay.
Well, then there's the one time where he's like, yeah, one time misheard. And he gets like those words out and they're like, hearsay. He's like, I didn't even start to say anything.
But yeah, back to what you brought up first when that prosecutor is questioning his own witness. And he asks him this. He's like, well, I heard from, and he's like, objection to hearsay. And even the guy on the witness stand is like, but sir, you asked the question.
This is the best part. The judge is you asked
He's
the
like, oh
question.
yeah.
Did you have a mega pint of wine?
That was good too.
What is a mega pint?
You know, it
I
totally
like Johnny's
reminded
reaction
me.
to that too. He's just like, a mega pint? Yeah, okay.
It totally reminded me of Liar Liar, where Jim Carrey goes to ask the question to the girl, and he's like, "Objection, Your Honor!" And he's like, "You're asking the question." "I know. I just want to rephrase the question."
And he says it again. Objection, I move to strike.
Dude, the one I thought was really funny. I think it was in our group chat, but when it's like, you're so Johnny, you're physically bigger than Amber, correct? And, well, I wouldn't say that. And then it shows her face, and she's like,
And then he smiles too.
you just tell she's so pissed off.
He's all.
I want to be in that courtroom just
Right.
to watch.
Dude.
Oh my
Everyone's
gosh.
laughing.
10 points for Gryffindor.
Honestly, like any kind of like comical courtroom scene in a movie, like you brought up Liar Liar, Legally Blonde comes to my head, like those types, like that's what we're witnessing.
It is.
It's like I'm waiting for the camera crew to okay, cut. Like,
It reminds me of the case of the kid who was protecting himself. Who was that?
oh, with the riot or the
Oh,
For the
Rittenhouse?
Rittenhouse
Yeah.
with the way the lawyer, the guy's
Oh,
asking him all the
yeah.
questions, and he's just like, they were coming at me, like just the repetitive questions, and he's like, okay, that's enough. It
So you've
reminds me of
played
that.
Call of Duty before, right? Well, yeah, it's a game.
And you said you're gonna kill somebody.
it's a game.
Yeah, in the game.
It's what you do in
Yeah.
the game. Dude, it's just wild.
It reminds me a lot of that. Just stupidity.
It's a clown world, folks. Well, let's
We're
talk
living
about
in
something
it.
neat. So Elon Musk buying Twitter. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's a great thing.
what was it, 44 bill?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And then he's gonna buy Coca-Cola and put the cocaine back in.
Oh,
see that?
yeah. I
And
saw
then he's
that.
gonna buy McDonald's and fix all the McFlurry machines.
Oh, speaking of that, that's actually something we should talk about.
Uh-oh.
Those ice
Oh.
cream machines, actually kind of shady.
We could talk
That's
about that in
that's a
this.
topic. Well, I want to do more research. There's like an actual documentary
That's
Okay.
that digs deep into it. So more about that later.
I think I've heard of that. Like, not to stay on the topic, but I heard like ex FBI agent or a retired FBI agent or something like that took it upon himself to research it and actually found that there's something up
To
there.
the point
Dude was
where
fed
it's-
up.
As I say, this is where I want to do more research because I've heard it's like a big insurance fraud or something or other.
It's a huge thing. It
Yeah.
involves franchising McDonald's and only one company that actually makes the ice cream machines. All this
I
stuff.
personally have no
anyways.
idea what you're talking
I
about.
love
Dude, it's wild. We'll talk.
I'm excited.
But back on Mr. Elon.
Back on the Musk.
44 bill to foot the bill.
Here's what's funny. I read something the other day talking about because he's not putting up the cash himself. He's taking out loans.
Yeah.
And
He's got
Why?
investors.
I was gonna say why he has the cash.
He's
Might as well
putting
just-
20
that's
21
the thing. It's actually like
It's smart.
It's a pretty wise decision.
Right.
It
Now,
keeps
let's not question the most wealthy man in the world here.
It keeps his credit score high. Okay.
Okay, all right.
He's putting 21 billion,
Yeah.
and then he's got investors.
And
Okay.
yep. But it's funny because the banks that are on the board of Twitter are also like evaluating Twitter and stuff for him. He's not going to them to get the money. So he's like saying, screw you guys. And he's getting money from other people to buy Twitter from
Nice.
them and all this stuff.
Right.
So it was just really funny because they were talking about how, like, for a bank, that's a big deal. Like, that's going to make them a whole bunch of money. And so he's just like, I don't like you guys. Let's go over here.
So he's taking out a
FU, you're cool.
he's taking out a home equity line of credit against his non-existent house to foot the bill.
Right.
huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
His tiny home.
Yep, it's tiny home.
It's called a share secured loan.
Is that what it is?
I mean, when you're taking out billions, it's probably got a different name.
You take a loan out against your own funds.
Right.
So here's the best part I've seen about that is people are complaining, 44 billion, really? You couldn't spend your money on something else? How about you spend your money on feeding the world or
You know what?
doing this? And
You know what, though? He did.
Oh, I know.
Remember the UN came to him and was like, hey, man, if you can give us $8 billion, we can, like, I don't know what they said, but it was like we could fix starving kids down
End
in
world
Africa
hunger,
or something.
actually.
End world hunger, yeah. And so he did it. He gave him $8 billion.
Did he
No,
give it to him?
Yeah, he gave it to him.
Are you
thought
sure?
he-
I was gonna say I thought he told them he would as long as they came up with a
He wanted
decent
his plan.
proposal.
Yeah.
he
and a
wanted his plan, and so and then they did, and then he gave him the money.
Oh,
They did
What?
present a plan.
I'm pretty sure.
He said-
I was
Unless-
gonna say I thought I read that they presented him with a plan, but it wasn't like Elon was like,
he wanted to
No.
know where every cent was getting allocated. He
Yeah.
said, as long as you
Yeah.
show me where every cent is getting allocated, yeah,
So,
I'll give it to you.
well, so they basically harassed him on Twitter and they were like, hey, just 6 billion of your money would fight world hunger. And he's like, if you can give me an itemized list on how you would
Right.
use that 6 billion, I'll write a check right now.
Yeah.
And then like the people who
They
were
never did it.
giving him crap never said anything.
Right.
Gosh.
Really? I could have swore I saw an article where he actually sent the money.
Let me see. Here's the.
Maybe
So they
I
did.
was
Well,
dreaming.
I guess they did send him a plan.
that's what I heard. Is I heard they did send it to him, but he didn't. He didn't pay out, and I don't know why.
Objection, hearsay.
Fine. Go. Bunch of dicks.
Objection.
Objection. You say there's no proof that we are a bunch of dicks.
A bunch of dicks.
That's why
Sounds like a cereal.
That's why the three of us are wearing hats. You can't prove it.
Oh, that's funny.
That's awesome.
But I just think it's so funny how some people are like freaking out about it.
The thing I liked, one of you shared it. There was like that actual news article,
Right.
Where the guy was going off about, well, now that Elon owns this, who's to stop him from like canceling people from getting on Twitter or
Holding off like
holding it off, filtering
candidates
it so
for
like
presidency
Or
and all this
secretly
stuff.
put it in the background, like shadow
Yeah.
banning
Shadow
it.
ban.
and it's like Hold, please, because
Isn't that what Twitter's already doing?
That's what it's been happening.
Isn't that what you guys already did?
Right?
Remember President Trump?
Yeah.
Remember his angry tweets?
Twitter doesn't remember him.
No, he was deleted.
Their
Weird.
Their plan book is getting thrown into light now against us because that's what they were doing, and and it's not working anymore.
It's like, wait a minute, you guys watched our plays, our saw our playbook, and now you're using it against us?
We didn't even have to see the playbook. The plays were so obvious.
Right,
It's literally like the players were running in slow motion. We were like, oh, he's going over there.
right.
Yep, there he went. There he is.
Oh, is he peeking around the corner? What's he
Yep,
doing?
knew that was coming. Like, I don't know. I want to think there's something mentally wrong with them to honestly believe that we believe their BS.
People do though. That's the
Because it
problem.
makes me so
People do.
sad that they think we actually believe them.
People are so indoctrinated; they actually do believe that. And that's not me being one-sided. It's just looking at you've watched news on all the different sides and everything. You just can. It's so apparent how
It is.
crazy it is.
And it's on both sides.
Oh,
of
100%.
course.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's on both sides.
Of
but
course.
yeah, I mean,
I want to stay in the middle as much as possible.
Right.
exactly.
I feel like everything should be questioned.
Yes.
Of course.
You should never take anything to face value. You should look into it a little more.
See, my thing is I don't understand enough about politics to feel like I can take a side anymore.
Well, this is just
Well, and here's the
freedom
thing.
of speech is the problem that's being attacked
Yeah.
with this.
So, and here's the thing too. If you look at Elon and some of his tweets and things he actually pushes for, I don't agree with everything he believes
No.
in or tries to push
No.
at all. But I 100% believe in this. Like I had a chance to talk to this like South African couple the other day, and they were super rad people. And it's so funny because I feel like they were more conservative than they knew, because they were commenting about how they see all the FJB like flags and stuff flying around here in Utah and like all over. They're like, what is it? Like, why is it everywhere? I'm like, that's America, man. Like, you can say what you feel and not have to pay the consequence for it.
Right. You won't disappear.
And I mean, we've had people comment before, like, oh, we have free speech here, and there, but you don't.
Right.
Like, when people are going to jail for what they've said, you do not have free speech.
Well, and that's what is going on in Twitter. I have a couple of people that I follow on Twitter. Some, like, for instance, there's this one guy. He's an ex-wrestler. His name's Ryback, and that's his wrestling name. And Twitter has, because of his speech, I can't remember what it was or what he was doing, but basically his speech and what he was talking about, it was kind of like a hate speech towards WWE and a few other things and stuff. But yeah, they've pretty much like taken him back, and he's not credited anymore on Twitter or whatever it is. And so a lot of his stuff gets hidden, pushed in the background.
Right.
And he complained about it. And he actually showed something on Twitter that said, Twitter said, until you can follow our guidelines, this is what we're going to be doing for you.
Okay.
And it's like, and he even pointed out, he said, okay, follow your guidelines. All I'm trying to do is have freedom of speech, but yet you will let people blatantly have hardcore porn on your website.
What?
Show off.
I need a Twitter account.
Like, you will literally let people post hardcore porn. You will let people post their boobs everywhere, all over this place, all this
You
stuff.
have members of Al Qaeda, like
Yeah.
actual terrorists,
And he's like,
on the platform.
You're telling me to follow your guidelines because I'm trying to have a freedom of speech that I was using and you deemed it unfit. Like,
Yeah,
and he's
it's
fighting
crazy.
the war. He's trying to as much as he can.
I mean, the
but-
pure fact that you can kick the president off of your own platform is kind of bewildering.
right.
It's insane.
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't
scary.
make sense.
It's scary.
That kind of power against a president
Yeah.
that runs the country that should have terrified everyone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
even today, say Joe Biden gets blocked by Twitter,
Just as scary.
I wouldn't think that's okay.
No.
Right. Just as
It's
scary.
not the fact that it happened against Trump. It's the fact that it happened against a presidential figure.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That right there is no longer freedom of speech at that point.
That's Hunger Games.
And that's,
Yeah.
For real.
And to go, sorry, go ahead.
That's it.
Oh, to go along with what we've said before, it's like, just because we don't agree with something doesn't mean we're against it. Or, I mean, like, with certain people. Just because we don't agree with everything you guys think, it doesn't mean we're against you. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
I don't
for
have to agree. I don't agree with Joe Biden. I don't on pretty much everything he says.
Well,
if
I
can
can't understand him.
But like Austin said, I also don't agree with banning him from Twitter. I
Right.
don't think that's okay for anyone.
You want to start spreading conspiracy theories and everything. Start banning people who talk about it, and then people think, well, maybe there's some truth to this.
Yeah.
Like the QAnon, when they started banning QAnon and all that, that's when they really started getting followers. Like, oh, there must be truth to this. They're starting to ban these people. No, let them have their ridiculous opinions on there so you can see how ridiculous it is and make a decision for yourself.
Exactly.
That's what needs to happen. That's what America's about.
and
Hold
that's
on
the
just a
thing.
second. So, that's
I love it. I love it. Go, go, go.
what it is. This is America. We can have most ridiculous ideas. We can throw them out there. You can look at everybody's ridiculous ideas and make an informed decision on your own.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
All
Thank you.
men said amen.
Thank you.
You know, I saw a meme the other day.
Bunch of dicks.
Yes.
I'm taking my bottle.
Oh. I love you.
I saw a meme the other day and it had Tom from MySpace on it. And it
I
says,
saw that.
I gave you free speech and I let you put music on your homepage.
Profile song.
Or, yeah, profile song.
It's like you had free speech and a profile song.
I actually just had that surface on mine today.
Same.
Honestly, when we made the transition to Facebook, I didn't understand it.
Right?
I
From
love
MySpace to
MySpace, dude.
Facebook?
Right.
I did not understand why
Because
everyone
it was
liked Facebook.
It was like
It was just cleaner.
what was the
looking.
video game that we said was just Game Gear? Too ahead of its time.
Right.
Bigger screen, color, graphics, everything.
You could customize it.
Yeah,
Right.
ended up dying out because it was too ahead of its time. I feel like that's where MySpace
Well,
was.
the
The world wasn't ready for that kind of social
Well, what
media.
really killed MySpace, it is the simple and stupidest thing ever, was the timeline.
Right.
Literally, like being able to scroll through your friends' feeds.
Oh,
That's what killed MySpace.
Huh.
MySpace didn't have that.
Oh,
See, and
yeah.
I feel like they didn't even try. Like they didn't
didn't.
try to update in any way.
They're just like, good enough. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
that'll do, pig.
all day. But yeah, it's just,
Back on Twitter, though, I did see that Elon started shooting out a bunch of ideas for Twitter, and I thought a lot of the things he was mentioning was fantastic for the platform.
Like what?
One of them being end-to-end encryption for direct messages,
Meaning?
which I feel like that should be a no-brainer
not
in
a thing?
2022. End-to-end
What-
encryption basically means like if I DM you
Right.
or I send you a message, you can't get hacked. No one can read your messages by hacking.
So it's like he sends you a message and you're the only one with the key for it.
Right.
And same back and forth. Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can
that's
only
not a
read each
thing?
other's.
Not on Twitter.
Wow.
Another thing was verifying your account. So like when you log into Twitter, you have to, I would imagine he would have some form of like, you need to submit a driver's license or some form to verify you are who you say you are in order to use the platform.
that gets rid of a lot of the bots.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, it gets rid of a lot of the bots, but also it holds people accountable for what
Right.
they're saying on the platform.
Yeah.
What about something
That's-
as simple as just a text or email verification
That's-
where you put in the code?
Yeah.
And that's something that needs to come back as accountability for sure with what you're
Yeah.
saying. But
So I thought both of those was solid because
I want them to release the algorithm too. Everybody keeps asking for the algorithm and they won't release it.
what do you mean?
It's well, how they choose to ban people. Like what the algorithms they go through to put people ahead of other people on Twitter, they wouldn't release how they do that. Which I'm not a computer guy. But
And-
go ahead.
It's just so arbitrary.
Right.
Like it literally could be like I don't like this person,
Exactly.
so ban. Like there's no criteria that's equally spread out.
Well, that's
Equally
Probably
to
some
everybody.
20-year-old at the helm that just has his feelings hurt. You're gone.
No,
You're
100%.
gone.
Exactly.
Like-
It's someone at Twitter headquarters just being like, no.
With a heavy finger, yeah.
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 Someone who they could even just be spiteful or jealous. It's like, oh, you have
Right.
more followers than me.
So
Not
you think
anymore.
do you think once it are they going to do a reboot of it or what do you think?
I
Are
don't
they
think
just-
so. I think that would be
just
too.
redo the algorithm.
It's going to be a wild west
Something
show
They'll
for a
tweak
while,
it from the
I
inside
think.
out.
Well, Jordan Peterson got banned.
He got banned from Twitter.
Yeah.
So
I don't know who that
stupid.
is.
Really?
Yeah. So he's
He's a Canadian counselor slash psychologist.
psychologist
Oh, okay.
who's saying that, that it's okay to be masculine because they're saying that there's toxic masculinity. And he's like, no, it's just masculinity. And it's okay. He tries to inspire young men. But
You'll know a bunch of his
He's
quotes.
amazing.
Right.
His sound bites are trending on TikTok all the time.
So remember the one that came out the other day, and it was like, kids need to do things.
You can't
it,
you can't interfere with kids who are doing dangerous things carefully.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Okay.
That's Jordan Peterson.
He was a psychology
Right.
professor, got hugely popular after some interviews he did, where he was basically attacked for being
oh, what was her
about
name?
that one blonde lady on the British
English,
show.
the British lady. Yeah.
She basically attacked him about like equal pay and all this like women's rights and stuff, and he responded so incredibly.
Right.
Like kept his cool so well and like stated just all these like logical facts that just make sense. And he was getting blasted by her, and the videos went viral and in his favor essentially.
Right.
But ever since then, yeah, I follow him. I even have his book, The 12 Rules of Life and stuff. Like, dude is crazy smart
He's intelligent
when it
for
comes
sure.
to like psychology and how the brain works. He's even the one that says that like men should be monsters, essentially. Like all men should be monsters. They should be monstrous, but then they should be able to control that monster.
Right.
Like you should be powerful, you should be strong, you should be scary, but you can control that and be kind.
Right.
Because it's the man that controls the monster is a lot stronger than the man who has none,
So Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
kind of thing.
It's that saying. It's better to be a warrior
take
in a
that out of
garden
my
than a
head?
gardener in a war.
Did you take that out of my
essentially.
I
head?
might have.
I was thinking.
Which I
Think
think
about
that's
Jekyll.
I think that's an art of war, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a cool.
Rogan
that's one of
quotes it too.
That's one of my favorite sayings.
So going through Elon Musk's Twitter, I actually like what he said here. He said the extreme antibody reaction for those who fear free speech says it all. And he says, by free speech, I simply mean that which matches the law. I'm against censorship that goes far beyond the law.
Right.
If people want less free speech, they will ask the government to pass laws to that effect. Therefore, going beyond the law is contrary to the will of the people. And that's
Yeah.
basically all he wants to do with Twitter.
Right.
Is
Like, I don't understand what people think is going to happen.
Feelings are gonna get hurt.
Mean tweets are gonna be sent.
Like,
he also said he wants to everything to be politically neutral.
right.
He wants everything to
Well, the
you
thing-
should be able to upset the far left just as much as you can upset the far right.
I agree.
There
Upset
needs to
them
be
equally.
Yeah, there needs to be an equal balance. He
Right.
said you can't just upset one side and
Block
not let the other side speak.
respond. Yeah.
Yeah.
see, here's the funny thing, and like, this might blow people's minds. I've never been in a Twitter argument. You know why?
I've never been in a Twitter.
Because I just
too.
because I just didn't do it. I just don't.
Oh, you have a
It
Twitter?
was that easy.
Yeah.
I just
don't
don't.
need to.
I just don't. I just
can
don't
just-
look at it.
You know, it's kind of like it's our. I mean, something I can similarly relate to is our comments sometimes on this. Sometimes some of the comments I can feel that little bit of like argument wanting to build up, like, oh, I want to write back, and then I don't. And then,
What? You don't?
I know. And then I just go on with my day.
And then I close my laptop and walk away, and all is good.
Yeah.
Right?
And then the sun is shining, and we're well.
And you like have fun and play with your kids and kiss your wife.
go figure.
What?
Right?
Oh my gosh!
You know how I end an argument real quick on there? I got in one little fight on Twitter.
And your mom
And your
got
mom got
scared.
It was
Did you move in with your auntie and uncle?
yes. So basically my Twitter, all it is
Slapped Chris Rock.
for me to have my little
Comes full circle.
I'm sorry.
you're good.
All right.
No, my Twitter's literally is just for my obsession with wrestling. That's all it is. That's all I do. I follow wrestlers on Twitter.
Right.
The
But
first
there
step
was-
is acknowledging.
But there was one where one of these guys got released and I had wrote something on there that I was like, I believe this was the reason. I was wrong, and some guy called me out on it, but he was like being a complete dick about it. And
Is
so
there any other way to
literally,
call a guy's out?
just to get on there, and like I could have fought back and forth with him and said, this is where I found this, and quoted a bunch of stuff. Instead, I just posted a little meme of The Rock doing his little chuckle and eye roll and walks off the screen. That's all I did, and that ends the fight real quick. Because then people are like, I can't respond to that.
Well played.
Use The Rock. I don't have anyone that can beat him.
Well played, sir. You brought words to a GIF fight.
It's the best thing. Just throw a GIF on there or something and walk
Dude.
away.
Gifs.
It'll either piss them off or...
what's the saying? A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
I
Gif's
feel like
worth a
that's
million.
gifs, man.
GIF is
They're worth
like
a million.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you got to think, a GIF is probably what, like 30 frames. So each frame,
Stop it. Stop it.
According to my calculation. According to my calculation.
it's about 30,000. Well, that's the thing. Like, hey, if you don't like someone on Twitter, fun fact, you don't have to see their crap.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah, you can block them, you can ignore them.
Guess what? I don't even block them. I
just
just
don't
continue
follow.
scrolling.
Yeah.
And just go. I look at something and go, that's a stupid comment. All right. And just keep on scrolling. Don't have to say a word.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to get on this Twitter.
It's
I
interesting.
want to know how
It's
many
fun.
people out there do social media, whatever platform it may be, for the drama. Like they like seek it out.
Yeah.
And then-
A lot.
Oh, a
there are
lot of
probably
people,
so
dude.
many people who do that.
See, that's
For the
Hundreds
attention
of
of it.
millions.
and it's
I'm
those
sure.
it's those people that I like pity them. Because what is your personal life like that's what you feel like you need to
People are
do?
addicted to the
Mr.
drama.
T.
Yeah.
I pity the fool.
These are the people that watch all the reality TV shows.
You know-
These are the people that cause drama in their relationship.
Right.
Because like I say the same thing about, we've kind of talked about it before, I'm sure, working in customer service, you get the ones that they come in, they're just pissy. No matter what you do, they're going to be pissy. And it's those type of people that I'm like, I just feel bad for you.
You could do
Like,
everything right for them, everything they're asking, and they'll still find a way to be pissed
like,
off at you.
They walk out that door and it's like, man, what does your family think? Do you have children? Like, I feel bad. Do you, like,
No.
just, I don't know.
I've thought about this. I think people never learned to deal with their emotions. They never got called out on throwing tantrums.
Yeah.
And so they're adults throwing tantrums. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But,
it's
yeah.
funny. You can even ask Kara back, like, 5, 6, 7 years, how many years ago, whatever. I used to do that. I used to, like, when it came to Utah football, Kara hated when the football season came around, because I would get on Facebook and I would fight people. I would literally just go the rounds with people for stupid stuff, and like it would piss me off, and I would just get in these arguments. In fact, one of Kara's friends, I won't talk to her anymore. Because
Still to this day.
But in my defense on that one,
She's a BYU fan.
well, she actually is. But
Go Cougars.
What happened with that one is we started going the rounds, and I realized this is when I realized how stupid I was being, and I actually went out and said, "Hey, before we say anything that's gonna piss each other off, let's just let it be. This is stupid." And then, of course, she came back with something completely just utterly offensive, to the point where I was like, "No, I'm done. I'm walking away
Like,
from this one."
you tried to bury the
I
hatchet.
tried to bury the hatchet, and then she continued on with some stupid comment, and I was like,
What was it?
I can't even remember to this day.
All,
But I still
all
won't talk to her.
All I get is this image of Inside Out with the guy at the anger. He's like right there about to hit the button.
Yeah.
And then someone like grabs his hand and then they like pull him away.
But it was after that moment, though, like literally when I took a step back and I started watching, and I actually deleted a lot of stuff off my Facebook because I was spending way too much. I was becoming one of those people that was getting like looking for the fights. I did. I took a step back and I started deleting stuff and started doing stuff that would set those off, and then I walked away
It's
from
part
it.
of growing up, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It
it
is.
really is. It's part of progressing. Go ahead.
No, go for
No,
it.
you were in the middle of a sentence.
I think I interrupted him, I thought. I used to be offended so easy over things.
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I getting offended? And I just let it eat at me. I was like, went to saying, somebody told me, they said, you can choose to be offended. You can't choose what people say to you, but you can choose to be offended.
That was
So make your choice.
I was one of those people
It's
that
the
used
truth.
to be me on Facebook, and
Yeah.
I found a way where I finally it hit me, and I was like, this is not good.
Right.
And I did. I backed away. I deleted everything that was causing that, and I backed away.
On the
growing.
flip side of things, I think it was like a year ago or so, but China bought Reddit. This is kind of related, and this is why I'm bringing it up. So China, I think it was China that bought Reddit. And the thing that people don't understand, and I think this is a big problem too with social media that a lot of people don't even consider, is that say a country wanted to make another country divide itself, right?
Oh yeah.
So they buy one of the world's biggest platforms and then they fill it with bots. And their sole purpose is to divide and conquer, right? So then they just create these bots to then go out and find these comments and just start fights. So people, so you're on Reddit, you make a comment, all of a sudden you get a rude comment and it just starts the fire. But you're not fighting anyone.
Yep.
It's just a computer, but
Is it
you
like
don't know it.
Is it like an AI almost?
Yeah.
That
That's
makes
scary.
so much sense.
Isn't that scary?
That's terrifying.
That's almost like national security thing.
Right?
Oh, that's
Stuff,
the
you know?
thing is like we're long past a war of actual weapons. I mean, we have the weapons to do war with.
That's just to finish.
But we're so far past that. Like it's all psychological. It's all mental.
right.
So the old saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt
What about-
me." It's way out the window.
So what
Yeah,
about
unfortunately.
fact checkers on Facebook? Are they
Such garbage.
Oh, they are.
but like, think about it, right?
Right.
So even on Facebook,
Right.
there's nothing stopping countries from creating bots to go out and just cause
Right.
havoc and fight with other people on certain topics.
Yeah.
See, and I found there's a GIF that went around, or what's the picture one? A meme?
Yeah.
Meme is a
Meme.
picture. GIF has the little.
So a meme. It was a meme that went around, and it said, and it had Paul Revere, and it said the British are coming, and it said fact checker or false information. It says not all the British, just the British Army. So it's like that's so true. That's so true how they do things. It's crazy.
So, and then to even further that, and this was something I've heard and I haven't fact checked it. Speaking of fact checking, but if it is true, it's absolutely terrifying because we should look into it. So I've also heard that because TikTok is owned by, is it by China?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bite
That's
dance.
why.
Yeah.
That's why Trump wanted to get rid of
So
it so
I've
badly.
heard that in China, when kids get on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
they're presented with educational content.
Right.
But then over here, it's just like dumb
Garbage.
like
Mind-numbing
people
crap.
dancing, listening to lip syncing songs, whatever. And so it's like they're slowly making us dumber
Oh my gosh!
and making their own country smarter.
100%. And I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Isn't
They're
that wild?
distracting us.
It's working. Have you seen half the population in the United
Look at-
States?
That's what I'm getting at.
Look at Generation Z. Like, dude, they're just like, freak. We don't care if we die. We're just going to dance till it ends.
But
You know what
there's
I mean? Like,
But here's the other side, right? What if that's only 3% of the population, but China is purposefully surfacing that content for you to see?
oh, yeah.
right.
And all the stuff that's being created with the purpose of being educational, insightful is all being smashed down.
It's separating us. It's putting us alone in our own little, in our homes and stuff. Like, it's segregating us all from each other and realizing that we're actually all a lot more alike than we realize, and we actually
Exactly.
agree a lot more.
Well, I think we said this before. It's that thing. You sit down and talk with somebody long enough, you'll find out you have more in common than you do different. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
it's taken me, like I said before, it's taken me many years, but that's why I've learned that if I do watch TikTok or if I'm on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, take everything with a grain of salt
And some
just-
sugar.
and some sugar.
Sweeten it up a little bit.
Sweeten it up, but it's all the rumors or this or that. It's like, don't just believe what you're gonna see there immediately. Like, look into it. Start
Yeah.
doing
Remember,
your own
it's pretty
research.
much all fake.
Yeah.
Question what
And
you are taking
all the stupid stuff. Like, I see people on their stuff, like, trying to start fights and going after stuff. And before it used to bug me, and now I'm just like, I don't know who you are, and you're not going to waste my day like that.
See, and the thing is all
But-
those people they're trolls.
Yes.
Like there's literally people out there who make people like you angry
Or is it bots?
because that's it.
That's my dad.
Yeah.
He's a troll.
They just enjoy watching people freak out over these dumb things. And like, I mean, Chris kind of touched on it before, but like nobody is responsible for your emotional state except for you.
Right.
Nobody's responsible for
It's like
your health, your sanity, anything. You control you and your thoughts and your emotions and all that stuff. No one else does. And by letting them get to you and letting them offend you, you are giving someone else power over you.
It's like that one saying, what other people think of you is none of your business.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I love that
I
one.
haven't heard that one for a while.
But it is my business.
Forgot.
See, and I've said that
It's
before.
not.
Like,
I used to worry
much as
about
you'd
that
like to
way
think
too
it
much.
is.
yeah, like my mom has said stuff like that. Like, aren't you afraid of putting that on the internet? What people are gonna say? It's like, I'm like, no, it's none of my business.
This quote, I screenshotted it because I use it to remind myself of things like this. So this one says, exercise for 45 minutes before complaining about stress. Improve the quality of your sleep before complaining about being tired. Get into deeper work for 4 hours before complaining about deadlines. And complaining isn't going to fix anything.
Saying put the
And it's
work
just
in.
like,
yeah.
there you go. Like you're the master of your own ship, you know?
That kind of reminds
Work on
me.
the solution, not
Yeah. Work
No.
on
Yeah.
yourself.
That kind of reminds me of another one. And as funny as it is, it's from Van Wilder, the movie, where he says, worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere.
right.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I always tell like Kaylee when she complains about something, I'm like the only time you get to complain is when you have a different solution. I'm like, so if something's bugging you, you can be like, I don't like this. How about this? Like, you don't just get to come in there and be like, I don't like this. Like, present a different option. I don't want spaghetti. Okay,
You know, it's funny.
but I just don't want spaghetti. I'm like, well, that sucks.
Are you gonna make dinner?
It's like, are you providing a different option here?
My parents want to come out at me when they say stuff like that. It's like, "Well, there's starving kids.
Should me eating the food's gonna help them?
Right.
You know, that's never worked in my profession. I get
Starving kids?
no. They're coming with a different advice. You know, I don't like that. So I think this and this. And I've tried that before, and my bosses look at me and say, I don't care. You're going to do it this way anyways. Great.
We
Good
pay,
talk.
There's a
we pay you to do it this way.
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry, that worry comment reminded me of that conversation that you and Jenny had in the big group text messages, where she was like, where it was that video, or you sent the video, and it was like, man, is this true?
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was the woman.
It was a
talking
woman
about
doing
men.
it, yeah. And now I can't remember what she was even talking about.
It was something about like how men don't have a plan, and that is the plan.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
yes.
Right.
Right.
And I thought it was so funny because we do run on a plan, but my backup plan is always that there is no plan.
Yeah.
Like we'll
like-
have a loose itinerary, but I'm not going to have a solid plan, because if we get there and crap hits the fan, then what?
Yep.
Well, it's like winging it though. Like I feel like
there is an art to
I feel like
winging
that's
it.
it's a man's realm.
Yeah.
Winging it.
Yeah.
Because like I'm the same. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to happen. If this doesn't happen, we're just gonna roll with it, you know? And I'm fine with that.
Break
but
glass in case
like
of
my
fire.
wife, that freaks her out. She's like, no, I need to know what's going on. I'm like, let's figure it out in the moment.
They need contingency over contingency.
Yeah.
See, I'm right in the middle. I'm a wing it type person, but at the same time, I have to have a plan. And
I like to have a
it's
list
my
of things.
OCD-ness.
I like to have a list of things I want to do, but not necessarily when to do them.
Right.
That's probably the
Yeah.
better way of putting
You know what
it.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, prime example, we tried making a day-to-day itinerary for Vegas
Oh, hell no.
to maximize our time
do
in
that.
Vegas. Oh, well, we had
It's
a plan.
possible.
We definitely had an itinerary, but we get there, and the very first day we get there, there's a giant sandstorm. Couldn't go to the pool. The next day, the power was out, so some of the places weren't even working to like accept payment. Well, anything.
Jeez.
So it was like at that point, what do?
Yep.
Your plan.
Strip club.
You build a sandcastle.
Exactly. You build a sandcastle in the strip club. And that's what we did.
See?
It's funny.
We built a sandcastle.
I used to work at a print shop, and I remember there's one specific person who came in, and they had copies. So they were going to, I think it was Disney World. Anyways, they had a itinerary set up. They were going for like 7 days.
They printed it out.
It was a big group thing. Like there was probably about 20 or more people
Now
going.
that I can understand.
Here's the thing though. So what they did is, because I mean, I'm printing this stuff, so I have to look over it and everything. I kid you not, everything was planned out to the T for every half hour.
Which ride
This
you're
half
going on and
hour, we
everything?
will go on this ride.
Wow.
We will go get fast passes for this ride. We will go ride this ride.
Oh, that's
we
too much.
will. At 12:15, we will have lunch. We will go get fast passes for this ride at 12:45.
You have exactly
Like,
10 chews in a minute.
it was so labeled down to like every half an hour.
I feel like that
Then
would
that
destroy
loses
the
fun.
vacation.
That's not a vacation.
I talked to Kara about it, and I'm like, man, when we go do Disney trips, like we wing the whole thing. Like
Right.
we show up in the park at 10 o'clock, and it's
Well, that's
where do you
the
want
plan.
to go?
That's the plan.
Yeah, it's-
you show up to Disney.
Yeah,
That is the
exactly.
plan.
plan.
You show up at 10
That's it.
o'clock, and it's like, where do you
See-
want to go? Well, oh, that's a cute dress in the shop. I want to go look in that. Great, we go walk through the shops for an
Exactly.
hour.
Already
oh,
that
you want to go
plan's
ride a
terrible, though. You
ride?
can't show up that late.
Or I'll be like, I would like to at some point see this. So you just go
See,
do that at some point.
That's my thoughts. Like we go camping a lot. We go up to Island Park and it's like, okay, we know for sure we want to hit like West Yellowstone. We want to do this. We want to do this. Now, when we do those things, we'll see. We'll see what the day brings.
Right.
But we know we kind of have an idea. Something like that. You know, I've heard that cruises are kind of a love-hate thing because they're
of that?
scheduled that way. And it's like,
Dude, cruises are perfect.
if
They're
you
perfect.
want
They
to
really
see
are.
this show, you got to be there at this time.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but the thing is if you don't see the show, there's still tons to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's
I
good.
don't know.
See, me and my wife are opposite. She likes to have everything planned, and I'm just like, roll me downhill and see what happens. That's the way I am. I
that's why
like
you guys are the perfect
Part of
marriage.
the
Right.
excitement, like, is
Balance
not
each other
knowing
out a little bit.
exactly what's gonna
Exactly.
happen.
Roll you down the
I
hill.
don't want to have a reservation at XYZ if all of a sudden I'm having a blast doing this.
Exactly.
Like, because that could take away from this moment.
Very
You know,
flexible.
Exactly.
One thing that's killing us right now, and I don't want to take this down kind of a darker road, but
Oh no.
no, but
Wait, pump the brakes. We've gone off these cliffs before, Tony. How dark are we
Are
talking?
you
Not
sure
that
you
dark.
want to take us here?
not that dark. No,
Okay,
no.
okay.
I promise it's not that bad.
This isn't like the hanging tree or nothing, right?
No.
Man,
No, so just kind of on the topic of like planning things, we've been doing really ever since crap hit the fan with 2020 with like COVID and immediately
that?
after we had that earthquake and different things like
Fake news.
we've been trying to prepare,
Right.
better late
Yep,
than
yep,
never.
yep,
So
same.
we've been trying to have our little 72-hour kits, different things like that, building up our food storage, all that
Did you
kind
buy
of
a
stuff.
gun?
Not yet.
Oh, that's part of it.
I need to.
Yeah, bud.
But
Because see, us with the guns, we gonna take your 72.
Gonna take your food.
technically, he's more prepared than you.
I'm a lot more prepared.
but I
He's the
I live
grasshopper
with
to the
people
ant.
that have a lot of
I
guns.
booby trapped it.
I own a lot of guns by affiliation.
Okay.
For right now, I will have my own. But anyway, Jenny was asking me though. She's like, what are you gonna do though? Really, if crap truly starts to hit the fan, like, what are you gonna do? That's where the guy mentality kicks in. Where I didn't know how to answer the question at the time, but in my head, I'm going, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, let's cross that bridge when we get there.
I'm like, I'm sure something will come up.
Oh, I'd be like, depending on what kind of crap you're talking about hitting the fan. Like, it depends on what you're talking
Are we
about.
talking elephant-sized turd, or are we
Right,
talking,
exactly.
just a tiny guy?
And I think that goes to the point in that video where it's like, not having a plan is the plan. Because here's the thing, it's like, okay, we make this big plan. All right, crap hits the fan. We're gonna go to our mountain base in friggin' Yosemite, and like we got all this, and this. Cool, awesome. Well,
How'd
crap
you
hits
know?
the fan in the form of Yellowstone exploding.
right?
Yosemite's a bad idea.
You're screwed. Now you have have zero plan.
It's all right. Yellowstone explodes. We're not going to be here anymore.
We're gonna
'Cause
hunt
Utah's
you
gone.
You have no plan left.
I hope we're close enough to die instantly.
Exactly.
Instead of a
If Yellowstone
No,
explodes.
I want to see the blast at least for a sec.
Yeah, but like see it coming for you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Terminator
exactly.
style.
I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Like, boom, whoa, like, and then all of a sudden,
All right,
bam.
everyone, hold hands.
Love your
We're going
family.
together.
Love your family.
I do not want to be around when the sun gets blacked out and there's like no food anywhere.
right?
See,
Nuclear
that's
winter. Yeah, I don't want.
I want to be
nuclear
taken
winter.
out by the blast, not by the aftermath.
Yeah.
By the
that.
creepy people trying to take your food.
The firework. I want to
Didn't
be
you
taken
just
out by
say
the
you were going to
firework.
take my food?
That's only if I don't make it. If I make it through the
If he
blast.
makes it through.
Depends. Are you going to
He's
get
gonna
it?
be one of the
That's-
creepy people.
Not having the plan is the plan.
Exactly.
Bro, if I'm stuck in this dark world in the apocalypse, all bets are off.
Hey,
dude.
here's what I
Like,
would see. I'm not an animal. I would say I will protect
Right
you,
now.
but you're giving me some food. It'd be
that's
partnership.
the payment for the
Wait,
protection.
partnership.
I'd get behind that.
It reminds me of How I Met Your Mother, where Ted's always like, that's future Ted's problem. And then it gets to the part where he's at there, and all of a sudden you see Ted go, damn you, past Ted.
Dude, I've had those same conversations.
Right.
Oh man, I love it.
Like going to bed and I have to get up really early. I'm like, do I sit out my clothes and help out future Cam? Like, nah. And then I wake up and I'm like, you dick.
There's always that meme that's like, whenever you, I'm gonna ruin the meme, but it's that meme about should I get gas tonight or not? And then you postpone it to the morning, and it's always a bad choice.
Always a bad choice.
Always. I literally do that at work. There's times where I'm in accounts and I'm like, man, I really should do this and probably prepare for this because I know next week when I'm here, we're doing this and this. And I'm like, that's future Zach's problem. All the time.
Procrastination,
It never
man.
works out.
Back in school, my sister told me some advice one time that shouldn't have stuck with me, and it did. Is if you procrastinate something, you get it done faster.
That's true. It really like it comes down to crunch time. You're banging it out.
Sometimes it's half-assed though.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's true,
Right.
The,
And that's what I learned, later. But in junior high and high school, when she gave me this advice, it was just homework at the time, and you're
Right.
It's like I just need a grade.
I'll be honest though, and this makes me angry. But there's times when I'll sit out and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this done way ahead of time. And it's like way harder to do. I can't come up with an idea. I can't be like super creative. I'm like, gosh, why is this so hard? But then it comes to crunch time and like I come up with some of the best ideas I've ever had. I'm
like
oh yeah,
unlocks.
boom, boom, boom. I'm like, go, go, go. And it turns out amazing. But if I tried it weeks before, nothing.
You got nothing.
That's because there was no desperation.
yeah, it's like, that was the little extra ingredient, little
And then
desperation.
you kind of have to wonder though, is past Cam, who is trying to be productive, would he look at those ideas and go, those are shit?
right?
And you only think they're good ideas because you were at crunch time?
That's a good point.
In high school, I remember to the same point that you were making. I remember this quote, and it stuck with me hard because it's kind of dirty. It was like procrastination is a lot like masturbation, and in the end, you're only screwing yourself.
Right.
And I was like,
Valid.
dang it.
Oh man.
Now here's something. Okay,
And then you
more.
got to clean up.
Nah, you leave it.
mess.
Put it off for tomorrow.
That's when. Never mind.
That's when your socks start
That's a,
walking out of the room
that's a problem for
themselves.
future Cam.
We're getting past the weeds into the swamp, guys. Bring it back. Bring it back.
We're off that cliff, man.
Want you to know that you started this.
We go from
Well, here's so okay.
You did.
With
what?
I don't know. You said
Remember,
you
you
were taken
said-
into a dark place.
It's true.
Yeah.
No. We were already on the topic of planning things.
What was the dark place? Oh,
I don't know.
Death.
Just talking
Despair.
about
Yep.
doomsday,
Oh,
being prepped.
yeah, I guess that is kind of dark.
But I was talking about planning. We were already talking about planning. Shut up.
But anywho, so I actually did see a really cool quote about procrastination. And this lady, she's like a motivational speaker. She talks about how you, as a person, you are not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastinating. And typically, the procrastination is caused because you're delaying the discomfort of whatever you need to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
So let me ask you this: if you're a habitual procrastinator, Is it really procrastinating?
Yes.
If you're doing it all the time, doesn't it just become regimen now, and that it's just how
Well,
you
if
do your
the
thing?
thing has a
Hectic
deadline,
timeline.
It's the procrastination means you're putting it off until the last possible minute.
But if you're consistently always doing that, now isn't that just the way you do things, and it's not really
No, because it's
procrastination?
still
and that's
off
just
to the
what
last
you do?
minute.
no.
What say ye, counsel?
Get in my head for
I
once.
said good day.
Remember Chris says you say no? Remember Austin?
Yeah.
Yep.
You agree?
With you.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes. I agree with you.
What do I
Tony?
say?
Tony?
Say yay? Yee.
All in favor of
Yay
Zach
to
being
Cam.
wrong, say yay.
Yay.
You just don't understand what I'm saying.
I get
No,
it.
we get what you're saying.
We get what you're saying.
That's
but
the
what you're
problem.
saying is stupid.
Bunch of dicks.
You know what?
Yes.
Go to Twitter. Go to Elon's Twitter and whine about
I
it.
will. All right. Gosh.
No, so here's the thing. In your argument, if you're the one setting the dates, so to speak, and you're always just setting them too short, so it's leaving you rushing and having that feeling of procrastination, then yes, I would say in that case it's obsolete.
I don't know,
it
man.
doesn't
I mean,
work.
like, say you say you always run late to somewhere. You're always 5 to 10 minutes late.
Right.
That doesn't make you not late.
Yeah. Because even if you set the time 5 to 10 minutes later, you would be 5 to 10 minutes after that.
That's not what I tell my work. I show up 5 minutes late every day, and I always tell them I'm arriving when I mean to arrive, and it's 5 minutes late.
Wow.
What is that?
How's that?
What is that?
I
On Lord of
really-
the Rings.
What is it? Oh, a wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Exactly.
Are you a
You're
wizard?
not a wizard.
Yes. It's called Zach's time.
You're just
I like
in
the-
a constant state of procrastination. That's
Yeah.
still procrastinating.
No, it's not.
It's a
Yes, it is. Hey, wait. What? Can you tell us? Can you tell the room the definition of procrastinate?
Zach, don't do this to yourself, man. Just cave. Just
mic-
cave.
Give up.
This is one of those things. What is the littlest hill you are willing to die on? You are on that hill right now. Just bend the knee.
I know you can't help but put off the surrender, but just get it done.
Is this like the Mario Kart debate?
Yes.
Which one was that?
This is
Never mind,
like
don't bring that up.
this is what you said you just got over with Facebook. just keep scrolling. Let it go. Just keep scrolling.
Speaking of that, we
In
should
my
totally-
head, it makes sense. All right, and that's all that matters.
That is
doesn't
all that
know.
matters.
we should.
What everybody else thinks
I'm trying
is
to
none of your business.
I'm trying to help you. Let me help you. If you're in a constant state of procrastination, are you still procrastinating?
No.
Listen to the sentence. Listen to the sentence. You just answered it in the first part of the sentence.
See, this is all I'm doing is I'm just causing a ruckus. Isn't
He's
this
a
what you're
troll. I
supposed to
He's,
do?
I think he's trying to claim
Yeah,
that
now.
as a defense.
Troll in the dungeon.
No, I'm doing it as far as Chris goes.
I know.
I get what you mean, but at the same time, I'm just throwing it out there.
You're,
get it.
You're like Cam on the moon landing.
Yes.
No,
But at the
you're
same
just-
time, I
He
still,
actually believes.
I still semi-believe it, but I understand where you guys are coming from. But I
Right.
still semi-think that if you're always procrastinating the last chance, that does it really make you a procrastinator?
Yes.
You're just doing what you always do. Shut up, Tony.
I answered that.
So-
if you're in a constant state of procrastination, if you're in a constant state of procrastination, is it procrastinating? That's what you're saying.
To other people, yes.
Oh
but
my
to
Helena Roosevelt, bro.
These are my friends.
So this hopefully this is the end of it. Probably won't be. So Zach, it's just the issue is the definition of this specific word means to put things off to the last minute.
Okay.
So no matter how you do that, whether it's all the time or once, it is procrastinating.
I'll give you that.
Then you succeed. You're done.
No, because it's not even. Let's go one step further. You do it once, you procrastinated. You do it multiple times, you're a procrastinator.
Oh, holy hell. All I did was throw
You're
out
still
something.
doing it. You're procrastinating.
feel like this is an Eminem
We
song.
need to have an episode of what is the smallest hill you are willing to die on. Where
right.
every
That would
single
be
one
good.
of us goes around and just we all get berated like Zach is right now.
Objection
would be
hearsay.
way fun.
It would be good. That'd be a good
That'd
one.
be a fun one.
We'd have to think of things that would really like
Like
I
the
feel
most
what else
minimal
agrees
thing,
with.
like to make sure I'm understanding you right, the most minimal thing, but you hold such a passion for that you'll fight it to the death.
oh yeah.
You know, I know there's someone out there who will agree with me, and that's all that
I
matters. All right.
don't know if that's true.
I do.
We love you for you. That's the truth.
If you guys have made it this far, I really want to see comments on who agrees.
But you know
here.
what? Procrastinate on commenting. And also procrastinate on hitting that subscribe. You don't need to do it right now. You can do it when you want at the last
No, they need to
possible
do
minute.
that now.
But
They
that
need to
doesn't make
subscribe
sense.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Don't procrastinate. Do it now.
Oh, the hypocrisy. Oh my goodness. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take this
End
to
it,
Twitter.
Cam.
We
Just
didn't
end
even really
it.
talk about Twitter.
I mean,
this whole
honestly-
episode is supposed to be about Twitter. We did.
But there's not much you can say about Twitter. It's like
We
it's gonna
said-
happen.
Elon Musk
Okay,
bought Twitter
who's
with
glad
a
Elon-
load of money.
Who's glad Elon Musk bought Twitter?
I am.
I
All right, that's what the show's about.
Yeah.
Good night.
I'm excited to see. I think it's going to be great
Just
for
kidding.
Twitter because honestly, I don't use it right now because I feel like it's just full of like
If
mobs.
Elon's-
it's full of like the woke mob.
I feel like if he sticks to what he's promising and opens it up to just total free speech, so there's no one-sided anything, whether it's right or left or whatever,
There's nothing being pushed back.
then
or
I'm going to
buried.
absolutely love it. And I personally don't use Twitter, but the
I might.
idea of it, I just love that idea of it.
Yeah.
Or
And I love hearing opposing arguments. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the
Or-
thing. Go ahead. You've been saying "or" a few times.
no, you're good. Go for it. Go for it. I'm gonna procrastinate. Go for it.
Well played, sir.
And I was going to say, if you are against allowing others to speak their voices, I think you need to look internally because there is something inherently wrong in that. Everyone deserves their voice, their freedom of speech.
I agree.
If you take that away, you're taking away literally an amendment from that person.
I was gonna say too that get rid of the stupid stuff that like when you talk about it once, it just shows up everywhere. Ever since we talked about that anime stupid bullcrap, all I see on Twitter anymore is anime stuff. Stuff you should be interested in, and it's like an anime promo or something like that. And I'm like, I don't watch anime.
Do you?
No, I
Are you
don't.
sure?
Yes. The closest I have got is that
I don't get into
That-
those.
He watches hentai.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes!
Is that tentacle supposed to be there?
The closest I get is those Ginobili Studios or whatever it's called.
Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli. There we go.
Ginobili Studios.
I don't even know
I
what
don't
that
know what it's
is.
called.
So.
I don't either.
It's like
It's
a
the
really
My
it's a
Neighbor
really-
Totoro
Yeah, it's a really
and,
famous Japanese art studio
Spirited Away.
that made
and-
like some cool movies. But
yeah. Anyways.
but I was gonna say, just at the end of the day, like people are so worried about people saying mean things on Twitter, but over time, it's gonna take care of itself. It doesn't need to be censored because think about it. If someone's on there spouting off a bunch of crazy crap, people are gonna unfollow that person. They're gonna stop listening to that person naturally. Like
Right.
you just don't want to be around it.
Think of our podcast. You said it at the very beginning. There's like hardly any editing here. We're showing you exactly what we're saying, how we're not filtering this in any kind of way. We're saying what we think, how we feel. And from some of the comments out there, a lot of people don't agree. A lot of people do. And I'm assuming that the ones that don't agree stop watching us.
Yeah, and that's
And
perfectly
if you're
fine.
still watching us and you don't like us, subscribe.
Come back here, get pissed off again.
Listen,
I mean, we got more material to piss you off. If
right.
that's
if
July.
you don't agree with us, it's okay.
Yeah.
Everything's all right.
And
It's okay.
We've seen it in the comment feeds, and honestly, good for you for commenting, and good for you for actually voicing your opinions.
Right.
The one thing I
We
have to
apologize if we don't reply back or anything, but it's your opinion, and I'm glad you voiced your opinion on our video.
We should have an open Q&A. Like,
Yeah.
based on people's comments, like we'll just have an episode where we just answer questions from the
yeah,
comments.
that would actually
Like a blind fire. That'd
Yeah.
be great. So another point I wanted to make, and I don't know why this didn't click in my head. But if you are silencing another party, regardless of where you stand,
Right.
you're very close to teetering on the edge of a dictatorship.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you're literally
yeah.
silencing a whole other party.
Right.
Well, that's the
And
whole.
there needs to be checks and balances. That's how America works.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with how Putin is in power and has basically placed himself as like eternal president of Russia, is because he had the other side of the aisle silenced.
Right.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
It should not. You should not want that, no matter what side you're on.
Yeah.
Put yourself in other people's shoes. If it was going
Yeah.
on for you, would you agree with it?
Yeah,
You wouldn't.
If someone's saying something and you're condemning it, but someone you like says the same thing and that's okay, that is a problem.
Yeah.
It should not. If someone says something that's not okay, it shouldn't matter if it's someone you like, one of your friends, or one of your enemies.
I feel like that's been seen since like the school days, you know,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, I don't agree with that. Well, I do. Oh, okay, then I do. Like, you know,
That's tribalism.
Think for yourself. Question everything.
Even the comments question everything.
Question.
Question who you're getting in fights with, especially if it's not someone that you know. Bots, man. I tell
Bots.
you,
And
ever
I-
since that came to light in my one of my
is
feeds,
so
I was like,
That's insane.
Well,
that
I-
is terrifying.
I always think of that video. You've seen it too. It's the one of like a defected like KGB agent back in like the 70s.
Yeah.
And he talks about, he's like, how do you destroy a country? You destroy its society. You
Yeah.
make it turn on itself.
From the
Straight
inside.
from the inside.
You destroy it from the inside, make it question its own morals. You make them question each other, infight, cause all this stuff. Because then you weaken the internal body. The outside's easy to take.
yeah.
Also, to ease everybody's pain with this whole Twitter and free speech, Trump will not be back on Twitter.
Yeah, he's
So,
already said he's staying on truth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he's got to.
he will not be back. He is not coming
Yeah,
back.
that
right?
dude footed how much money
Yeah,
to
dude,
make his
a
own
lot.
platform.
Good for him, because I mean that's the epitome of like, meh, I don't care anymore. Just walk on.
it's like Johnny
He
Depp
doesn't
saying
need it.
he won't go back to Disney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just to
Oh,
bring
yeah.
it full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you're still here. Hope you subscribed, liked, did all that good stuff. Leave us a comment. Let us know if Zach is wrong about
Yeah.
procrastinating.
Give us all your hot takes down below so that if we do an episode, we have questions.
Doo-doo. He said poop. Thanks for being with us, guys.
Thank you.
We hope you have a good night.
Ciao.
Ciao. Thank you for being part of this crowd.
Bye.
I see the thing.